Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing the exhaust system on my NC1 track car. So let's get the car up in the air, take the old exhaust off, and compare it to the new one. Okay, I have the old exhaust off, which is here, and this is going to be the replacement. And upon first glance, you'll notice that they look very similar, except for the exit piece. My original setup, if you're new to the channel, was a PPE Longtube setup, which then mates up to their PPE Midpipe, which includes a MagnaFlow resonator. And then it ends where this one does, where you can bolt on the stock muffler, or like a Goodwin Racing or Racing B, any sort of aftermarket muffler that bolts to the existing mid-pipe location, you can bolt it to this one. Whereas mine, I did have it looking like this at one time, but the middle canister, the middle muffler resonator was blown out, so I welded in a new one. So it's a MagnaFlow, it's a little bit smaller, so this one's a little bit louder. But as you can see, the final resting of this setup is terrible. So we have a full stainless system up to here, and then this is kind of like mild steel, galvanized steel, whatever you want to call it. And then this is a stainless steel muffler. This is actually a street single Goodwin Racing system, which I still think that muffler sounds awesome, but you can't get that muffler by itself. So I got that in some sort of trade, and I was able to score that muffler, took it to an exhaust shop and told them to make me this with a little turn down, and on some side profiles of the car, it looked absolutely terrible. So the concept of the exhaust system now is going to be a center exit with a offsetted muffler to basically kind of center it as much as possible with this mid-pipe section. So I have it all laid out here in front of me, so I'm going to show you guys what that muffler looks like. So here is the setup. This is an offset muffler, stainless steel muffler. This is an offset muffler. It's a stainless steel muffler from a company called Sebring. They're not a huge company, but I found them online and I heard a couple other Miatas with it, so I figured it might sound good on my 4-cylinder. But this is kind of the concept. So obviously front of car is that way, coming out this way. This is kind of right after the differential, and then we'll do an offset piping. And then I want to have the shop weld on my V-bands, so that way I can always take off the muffler if I need to, or just for servicing or whatever. So I can take that off. And then the mock turn down is here. So I'm gonna have a nice like burnt blue titanium dolphin tail style tip. That's getting delivered to me. And then when I go to Laguna Seca, I'll take that one off, and then I'll have basically a Laguna pipe made so I can shoot the exhaust off to the left. So that's where I'm gonna stop right now. The next clip will be the car up in the air getting the exhaust welded up, and hopefully all goes well so I can have a new exhaust system and a center exit exhaust. I've always wanted a center exit on this car. So yeah, next clip will be the car up in the air getting welded. All right, so we're back from the exhaust shop, and uppers is in the way, but this is what was done. It is the center exit with a V-band set up towards the differential, just so for maintenance I can take that off, and if I need to drop the diff or whatever, or any sort of maintenance back there. Use the additional or the original hanger locations on each side where that stock muffler would have went, and just had some hanger welded across onto some polyurethane exhaust hangers, and that is the final product. I do have a tip to clamp on there. As I mentioned before, I'm gonna have 2 tips essentially, so one for kind of normal use for any other track, and then a Laguna pipe to go off to the left-hand side. But I'm gonna try to get some sound clips as well because the car is so much quieter. I can hear a lot of the intake noise from the intake system, and just overall, it's just better suited for my taste, where before it was a lot louder and just didn't really like how it looked. And the center exit is more my style, so now I can build a diffuser. What do you have to say about that? Huh? All right, guys, I have the GoPro hooked up with an external mic to hopefully get a good sound clip of the exhaust. The tip that I ordered isn't the right size, so I messed up there, so I'm gonna have to figure that out later, but the exhaust is 99% done, but this is how it's looking so far. It's a lot quieter than it was before, so hopefully the video will show that, but let's do some driving clips.